Girl, it's what I heard. Allegedly, it's just the word. Allegedly, it's on the street. Allegedly, I sing to the beat. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly.
Oh, Lord. So it's the impediment hour with Carlos Thick Tongue King and Kiely promises from Free LW. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, click that subscribe button because I'm listening, so you don't have to. This is who you consider to be one of the most iconic singers in a girl group? Why do you lie like this, Carlos? How is she iconic? For being colorist? Is her has-beenness something the never wases look up to? For real? She's a forgotten child star, and don't you forget it. She's in the Guinness Book of World Records for being in the most girl groups. All that proves is don't nobody want to work with her, and she can't sing that well. She does not live a private life. Don't nobody want to look at her butt. Carlos, stop this lying. So between the encore ending and 9 months ago, she had a baby. So that's why we haven't heard from her. I just thought it's because we didn't like you. You had other kids, we didn't care about them. Oh my God, this heifer got a husband, and I'm still single. Some stuff don't make no sense. What kind of man she got? Oh goodness, Carlos. I was such a fan of you and 3LW. I was like, this girl is a star. Well, you were wrong. She isn't. She's barely a spark. What made her want to do the encore? Her bills. They backed up. Like after too many ribs and no collard greens, her money was constipated. Oh God, what made her want to do the show was Carlos? What did this sissy have to show to make you want to do the show? What? You felt like he was genuine and you respected him? I knew you were an idiot. She said Carlos can humble her. No, honey, life humbled you. As you sit in Raven Simone's shadow. Oh, God. The Blueprint was Kiely's favorite girl group that she was ever in. So we just going live for the next hour, okay. She said the four of us were very confident in what we could do. I'm not including Pam. So you just gonna leave the 702 heifers out. Okay. You still funky. So Carlos loved her because she was the Lisa Rinna of the show. She just didn't care. So for the record, she doesn't have a lisp. It just only ended up in that one song. But she says if you want to think she has a lisp, go ahead. She ain't gonna argue with it about it. It ain't that important. That attitude I like. So the show got leaked to BET through Todd's old assistant. Kiely told Carlos she wanted to be the creative director because they had done 2 pilots and 2 networks had passed. So Carlos said, well, it ain't really up to me, ask the heifers, but that'll be some good TV. Kiely, you really acting like that was some good music? Oh, we were pouring our hearts into it. That's why our rooms were so messy. We didn't have time to clean. We were always in the studio. Y'all were always laying about the house, not getting nothing done. Half the heifers left before the album was even finished. Then they brought you in to sing the parts, and all that means is you wanted to steal some shine and you needed camera time because you couldn't afford to leave. Kiely said, I knew I was going to get into it with Aubrey, but who wouldn't get into it with Aubrey? She's an ass. Carlos said, do you think that she was trying to recreate Danity Kane by having the twins in her group? I could see it. I actually could see it, Sissy King. She said Aubrey was calling her saying, let's get this money. So y'all was broke together and that's why you did the show. Good to know. Then again, I mean, Diddy was paying Aubrey, so she ain't got 2 cents to rub together. She had to hump on a trunk. So now they get into Pam, and she said whatever battle she was fighting, she made her boundaries clear. She was fighting the spirit of lesbonics. She was fighting her femininity. She was saying no to her Sappho. So she looked at them as artists and was not trying to get her butt beat because she know her mouth slick. Smart heifer, because Pam looked like she would deck you. She said the twins remind her of her bipolar Gemini mama. Misha and Irish couldn't show up to prove themselves. They didn't feel like proving themselves because they couldn't prove themselves. Vocally, I have to say the ladies were not present. And the twins couldn't get past the trauma of their old girl group either. So what happened to the Blueprint group? 10 weeks you trended on Twitter and everybody who counted you out, they saw you were a star. She said we didn't have the infrastructure to take it where it needed to be. No, you didn't have the fan base. Because I could see from your bird's eye view, your audience wasn't anywhere. So everybody was getting excited, but Kiely was like, we don't have the following or the numbers to get where we need to go. Oh, so their group name was only licensed for television, not for music. So low-key, Carlos, she's saying you dropped the ball. Because she had been asking this from minute one. She said, I'd give it another go, though, but we did need a little break. Oh, Lord, Carlos said he was going to step up and manage Blueprint. Just getting out here lying for no reason. You really gonna get out here with these half-ass, half-note hidden over-the-hill heifers? He said, I wanted to make y'all as big as Destiny's Children. Who? Curly Moe and Larry? I know you ain't talking about Beyonce, Kelly, and the other one. I don't think they could have been as big as TGT, if you ask me. So his vision didn't work, and Kiely had said girl groups don't last, especially with her in them. But girl, you can't pronounce myriad? Myriad. Hooked on phonics can work for you too, boo. I was like, what?
Myriad.
Myriad. Ugh. And you went to school. Kiely said, well, look, nobody went solo. We don't have any bad blood. We were really waiting on a second season. I could see it. So as they were trying to get their infrastructure and finances together, Pam didn't like any of the terms of incorporare. Ooh, Kiely called Pam all effing butt out. She said she stayed in the studio because of something called the Nashville rule. If you're in the studio while a song is written, you get a percentage. So she was hanging around trying to line her pockets, acting all holy when she was heffing. Always them ones with Jesus who's trying to get janky with it. Pastor Phaedra Parks, we're talking about you and your prayer cloths. She said she was trying to get credit off oohs and ahs and changing ass to butt. So she says for season 2, it would be interesting to see them going back to square one as artists in school gymnasiums and mall amphitheaters. I mean, that's all you was filling up anyway. It's not like you're going to the Grammys. Maybe a pre-show on WeTV. So Adrian and Naturi shaded Kiely on Instagram. She saw it and she's like, yeah, and we don't mess with each other. I threw the chicken, what of it? You're a colorist and an asshole. Oh, she is so shady. She said, oh yeah, when we were little, she loved this show Passions and always wanted to be the sexy pastor's wife. And now she's living her dream. So Kiely is really hurt that people say she destroys groups when she's actually the glue and the advocate. You're the ass. You can't act like you're the good guy when you freely admit to being a shithead. Oh goodness. But we get back to the days when she was thought-thought-thoughtin', and she homie hopped her way, bustin' bussy for B2K. That's not even an achievement or an accomplishment. Those damaged young boys, I mean, at least it was age appropriate. Oh, Carlos said, have you seen Lil Fizz's OnlyFans? Yeah, I've seen the littlest Fizz. Kiely said, I ain't got OnlyFans money. I look at the free porn. Well, that was interesting. Irritating, but interesting. But I'ma see you soon for something.
Alleged what? Alleged who? Allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue. Allegedly. Allegedly.